Today, I'm going to be reversing the careers of the 2003 draft class, meaning that LeBron James will start off his career in LA and end it in Cleveland, and Carmelo Anthony will start off his career with the Lakers and end it with the Nuggets. Meanwhile, Dwayne Wade will start his career with the Heat and also end it with the Heat, but there will be some other stops along the way. And Chris Bosh will be starting off his career in Miami and then ending it in Toronto. Headed into season number 1, the Heat don't look so great. But I can't say the same about the Lakers. They look incredible. This LA team is poised to win a championship. Let's get into season number 1. Season number 1 is wrapped and Shaq ends up winning MVP, averaging 24 points and 15 rebounds on the season to go with over 2 blocks a night. But since Shaq was playing so well in LA, it didn't really give LeBron and Melo the chance to shine. So Dwayne Wade won Rookie of the Year, averaging 20 points and 8 assists playing alongside Chris Bosh. Carmelo Anthony was coming off the bench behind LeBron in Los Angeles, and he won 6th Man of the Year, averaging 18, 5, and 4. And Phil Jackson was Coach of the Year as the Lakers won a ridiculous 74 games. All of our guys ended up making the all-rookie team. We already saw Wade's stats. LeBron put up about 18, 5, and 6 a night. Bosh put up about 17 and 8 a night. So really solid starts for Bosh and Dwayne Wade. And of course LeBron and Melo as well. And surprisingly, the Miami Heat won 57 games on the year. I didn't expect them to be so good. They ended off the season on a 5-game win streak. They were the number 1 seed in the East, but if they make it to the finals, they're gonna have to go through this stacked Lakers team. So we'll see how it goes. Round number 1, the Los Angeles Lakers are going to be taking on the Golden State Warriors, and the Miami Heat are going to be taking on the Toronto Raptors. The Heat will take care of the Raptors in 5, and the Lakers do the same to the Warriors. Next up, LA's got the Kings, and Miami's got the Philadelphia 76ers. And these teams might just match up in the NBA Finals. They've made easy work of their opponents thus far in the NBA playoffs. Now, the Lakers do have a big star coming up in Kevin Garnett, and the Miami Heat also have to take on a star in T-Mac. But I think that the Lakers have a well-rounded enough squad to take down the T-Wolves. I'm not sure about Miami because, McGrady is really good, and the Heat don't necessarily have a huge star just yet, but they've been able to do it so far, so we'll see if they can continue their run. The Heat are down 3-2 to Orlando, and they're gonna win Game 6, setting up a winner-go-home Game 7 for Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. And it looks like this one is going to come down to the wire. With the Lakers waiting on the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals, we've got a Game 7 coming up. Miami is up by 1 here with about 1:45 to go. Ball is going to go into a rookie Dwayne Wade. Wade on the biggest stage. Is he going to shine in his rookie season? He gets the screen up top. He's going to fake, put up a floater, and miss. Orlando grabs the rebound. It's going to go to Strickland. Strickland gives it to McGrady. Tracy McGrady at the top of the key here. You've got to watch out for him. He is one of the better scorers in NBA history. He finds room in the mid-range and knocks it down. Just like that, Miami is down by a point. Eddie Jones is setting it up for him. Jones at the top of the key here is going to swing it over to Bosh, who's open for 3. Big shot from Bosh. Chris Bosh stretching out the floor for the Miami Heat and giving them a 2-point lead. Rod Strickland gonna get the screen from Drew Gooden. He finds Hill with some room. Grant Hill doesn't take the shot, swings it over to Gooden in the mid-range, who answers Bosh's 3 with a 2 of his own. We're all tied up here, less than a minute to go. Dwayne Wade looking to make a move here in the clutch. He's gonna get the screen at the foul line. Wade driving to the basket, is gonna spin, fade, and miss. Grant Hill grabs the rebound for Orlando. Hill gonna swing it over to McGrady. T-Mac going to the basket, and he's fouled by Eddie Jones. First foul shot for McGrady is good, giving him 39 points on 88% shooting. Second one for McGrady is also good, so the Magic now have a 2-point lead. The Miami Heat call a timeout. They're gonna need to make a big play here. Eddie Jones has it in the clutch. Jones driving on McGrady for the layup, and he hits it. We're all tied up here, 18.7 seconds to go. Big play from Eddie Jones. Magic are gonna give it into McGrady. The game is all tied up here, about 15 seconds to go. T-Mac is most likely gonna be taking this final shot with a chance to make the finals and send the Miami Heat home. McGrady gets the screen here, not much time left, fading from 3, and T-Mac misses. We're headed to overtime. And in overtime, it was all Miami. The Heat are going to secure a Game 7 win, and we will have a Heat-Lakers NBA Finals. Big game here from Chris Bosh. Not such a big game from Dwayne Wade. Not a great game from Wade, but he did have 12 assists, and overall it's been a great playoff run for him. But now the Heat have their toughest challenge yet, going through the juggernaut Miami Heat. And looking at this Heat team in comparison to the Lakers, I don't know that they'll be able to get it done. Game 1 of the series goes to LA. Lakers also take game 2. They're up 3-0 and they win a championship. Shaq is named Finals MVP. LeBron James with 4 points in the final game of the series. Overall, a pretty decent playoffs for him. Unfortunately for Wade and Bosh, they end up losing in the finals. But for the Lakers, things are about to get a little bit harder as Carmelo Anthony is making his way to Portland. Also, over in Miami, Dwayne Wade is going to be heading over to Cleveland. Over in Cleveland, Dwayne Wade is up to an 84 overall, headed into his second season. Now, the supporting cast is not great with the Cavs. In the early years of LeBron's career, he didn't have much help, and Dwayne Wade is going to have to deal with that, but just for a season. He'll be headed to Chicago after this. In Miami, Chris Bosh is all alone. He's not playing with D Wade anymore, and the team doesn't look great. In Los Angeles, the Lakers look pretty stacked. Even without Melo, I think they'll be contenders. And the Portland Trail Blazers just added Melo, but the team around him isn't great. So now we're headed into season number 2. Another season in the books. Shaq wins MVP. Shaq also wins DPOY, and the Lakers won 72 games. Dwayne Wade made All-NBA second team this year. With not a lot of talent in Cleveland, he had an opportunity to go crazy, and he took it. Also, LeBron ended up making third team. Dwayne Wade was on All-Defensive first team as well. And Dwayne Wade even managed to get the Cavs into the playoffs with 37 wins. Checking in on Melo and Bosh, Melo was actually able to get the Portland Trail Blazers to 50 wins. I don't know how he didn't make All-NBA. The numbers look incredible, almost 26 a night. And Bosh was kind of struggling in Miami as they only ended up winning 34 games. A good individual season for him though. The main team we're going to be watching out for in these playoffs is the Lakers. They won 72 games on the year, so even without Melo, they were really good. They're taking on the Warriors in the first round. I think they faced them in round 1 last year. And Portland's going to be taking on San Antonio. This is going to be a tough one for them. Also, you can't forget about D Wade and the Cavs. They're taking on the Celtics. The Celtics ended up picking up Steve Nash, a nice addition to their team. Well, the Cavs ended up getting swept, and the Blazers got out of here in 5. So the last player left is LeBron James. He's going to be taking on the Clippers in round 2. And the Lakers end up taking care of the Clippers in 7 games. They won by over 30 points in game 7. And so far, LeBron's numbers have gone down pretty significantly in the playoffs. In the conference finals, the Lakers will be taking on Denver, and their team doesn't look great. Lakers are up 3-1, and they'll advance to the finals against Orlando, led by Tracy McGrady. McGrady was close to making the finals last year before the Miami Heat took care of him, and despite the fact that he made the finals this year, he ends up losing in 5 to the Lakers. So LeBron James is a 2-time NBA champion, but at best he's been the 3rd best player on this team because they have Shaq and Kobe. But winning 2 championships in your first 2 seasons, of course, is nothing to laugh at. LeBron is off to a great start to his NBA career. And now, headed into season number 3, we're going to see Dwayne Wade move teams once again. He's going to be headed to Chicago. Everyone else will stand pat though. In Chicago, Dwayne Wade is going to be the best player on the team at an 88 overall. His second best player is Jalen Rose. Not exactly a great squad. Meanwhile, over in Miami, Chris Bosh is up to an 85 overall. Maybe him and Caron Butler can be a decent duo and get back to the playoffs. And in LA, LeBron James is up to a 92. Now, they did lose Gary Payton. That's a pretty big loss for them. And in Portland, Carmelo Anthony is up to an 89, playing alongside Bonzi Wells, Rasheed Wallace, and Zebo. With all that talking out of the way, let's get into year 3. Season number 3 is wrapped, and so far, Shaq is 3 for 3 on MVP awards. Also, Dwayne Wade ended up making All-NBA First Team in Chicago, 24 points, 6 boards, and 9 assists. LeBron was on second team for the Lakers. He put up over 27 a night. Bosh was on second team as well. He's putting up incredible numbers, 26 and 11. People forget, but Chris Bosh was not just LeBron's sidekick. In Toronto, he was incredible. He put up crazy numbers. And also, Carmelo Anthony did not make All-NBA this year. I'm pretty surprised about that. Melo's Blazers won 56 games and he averaged almost 26 a night. For some reason, I guess the All-NBA voters don't really like Melo. The Chicago Bulls ended up winning 53 games on the season, led by Wade. The Miami Heat are back in the playoffs. They won 50 games. And the Lakers won 70 games as LeBron was incredible. The Lakers are once again the team to beat headed into these playoffs, but all of our players are on top-seeded teams in their respective conferences. Unfortunately, Portland ends up getting upset by the 7th seed. The Lakers will beat the Dallas Mavericks in 5, but we've got 2 Game 7s coming up. Chris Bosh is in a Game 7 against T-Mac and the Orlando Magic. And this one is coming down to the wire with less than a minute to go. We are all tied up here. Bosh has a chance to make it to the second round. Drew Gooden gives it into T-Mac. McGrady down to Gooden, and Gooden's gonna dunk it home. Terrible defense from the Heat. And Chris Bosh isn't even checked in yet. He's at the scorer's table waiting to come in the game. Caron Butler bringing it up for the Miami Heat. Miami needs a bucket. Hopefully Caron Butler can deliver. He's gonna get the screen, pull a 3, and knock it down. Huge shot from Caron Butler. But of course, you gotta watch out for Tracy McGrady. He's gonna pop a mid-range and 1. Tracy McGrady with a tough bucket right over Quentin Richardson. Not much you can do about that. But him getting fouled does mean that Bosh is checked in the game. The Magic now have a 2-point lead. So now Miami needs a bucket. Darren Williams down to Bosh, and Bosh misses the layup. Tyronn Lue gets fouled. He's gonna go to the line for the Magic. He's shooting 12% in this game. He still makes the first free throw. Come on, Ty Lue. Miss 1 for me. It'll make it interesting. And he ends up knocking down both. So the Heat are down by 4 here. There's still a chance. They're gonna need something quick though. Darren Williams gets the screen from Jones, dumps it down to Bosh. Bosh in the post, working on Drew Gooden. Make your move, Christopher. Do something. Oh my goodness, what are you doing? He's been in the paint for 30 seconds, by the way. What happened to 3-second violations? Bosh and the Heat end up losing in this one. Caron Butler tried his best. Bosh was pretty solid, but it ended in an L. How do you have 6 turnovers as a big man? I'm not even trying to hate on Bosh. He was having a really good playoff run, but you got to be better in the big Game 7 so that you can advance to the next round. And we've got another Game 7 coming up. D. Wade is in a Game 7 against the Hawks. And it looks like Wade is going to make easy work of Atlanta, as he should. I mean, the Hawks were the 8th seed and the Bulls were the 1 seed. D. Wade, 31 points in the last game of the series, and they'll advance. So both Bosh and Melo were eliminated in round 1, but LeBron and Wade are still standing. LeBron and D. Wade are both going to make their way to the conference finals. The Lakers are taking on the Timberwolves here, and Chicago is going to be taking on Orlando. T-Mac just took care of Chris Bosh. We'll see if he can do the same to D. Wade. Wade and the Bulls end up losing in 6 games, and the Lakers win in 6. So LA is back in the finals, a chance to win ring number 3. Game 1 of the series goes to Orlando. Game 2 will go to LA. Lakers also win game 3 and 4, and they end up winning the series in 5. Shaq is finals MVP. LeBron James off to a hot start to his NBA career, 3 NBA championships in just 3 seasons. This offseason, we will be seeing moves from 2 of our players. Carmelo Anthony is headed to Houston, and Dwayne Wade is headed back to Miami, where he'll be spending the rest of his NBA career. So help is on the way for Chris Bosh. Here's what the Heat are looking like headed into year 4. D Wade and Bosh back together. The Lakers still have the big 3 of Shaq, Kobe, and Bron. And the Rockets add Carmelo Anthony to a squad that already has Steve Francis, Yao Ming, and Coutinho Mobile. Melo should have a chance to compete for a championship on that Houston team. But let's go ahead and get into season number 4. Season 4 is wrapped, and LeBron James gets his hands on an MVP award. Shaq's MVP streak is over. Bron said it's my turn. And the Lakers were still incredible, 64 wins. Not as good as usual though, I guess. On the All-NBA first team, you had Dwayne Wade, who averaged 24 points per night to go along with 9 assists. Chris Bosh was on the second team, so the Heat have a nice 1-2 punch with Wade and Bosh. And finally, Melo gets some All-NBA love, 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists a night. And this year, all 3 of our teams were in the playoffs. The Lakers were the 1 seed in the West, Rockets were the 4 seed, and over in the East, the Miami Heat were the 4 seed. If the Lakers win in round 1 and the Rockets also win, then we could see them face off in the second round. It looks like the Heat are going to lose in the first round to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Lakers will sweep the Memphis Grizzlies, and we've got a competitive series going on over here between Houston and the Clippers. We're going to a game 7. Can Melo clutch up for the Houston Rockets and help them advance? We're about to find out. And it looks like Melo is going to come through for the Rockets. Houston is moving on to round 2. Not a great first round performance, but Melo showed up when it mattered. And now we've got Melo versus Bron here in round 2. Oh my goodness, the Lakers point guard is a 68 overall. It might not matter because they have Shaq, Bron, and Kobe, but we'll see what Melo can do. LA's up 2-1. It's tied up into a piece headed into game 5, and we gotta hop in. It's LeBron versus Melo. I'm hoping we get a close one. And this game 5 is gonna come down to the wire. Rockets are down by 3 with a little over 2 minutes to go. Lakers have possession of the ball. The ball is gonna go to LeBron James. He pulls a mid-range jumper and knocks it down, giving LA a 5-point lead. Oh, we've also got Shaq versus Yao in this one. This is just a great matchup. Steve Francis has the ball. He's going to the basket, and LeBron James erases the shot. Now LA's on a fast break. Kobe's going to slow it down. Bryant at the top of the key here. Gives it to Grant, the 68 overall PG. He gives it to James. James back to Bryant. Bryant to the basket. Floater is up, and it's off, but Shaq gets the rebound. How are you supposed to stop this big 3? Also, I just noticed Carmelo Anthony isn't even in the game for the Rockets. He is not fouled out. I guess he just isn't checked in. He only has 15 on 3 of 13 shooting so far. Steve Francis with it at the top of the key. Houston needs a bucket right now, down by 7. Francis down to Ming, and Yao is going to get the layup to go. This is not out of reach if the Rockets can start getting some stops. Grant bringing up the ball for the Lakers. Grant is going to find Kobe Bryant. Bryant fakes and gives it to James. LeBron, defended by a much smaller player, swings it over to Kobe Bryant. Bryant working on Kirk Heinrich, and he gets the hook, and it misses. I was ready to say he gets the hook to go because I was confident that was dropping, but instead, the Rockets bring it down on the other end and turn it over. The Lakers' 68 overall point guard got the steal. Herman Grant at the line. First one is good. There is no way the Rockets are letting Herman Grant cook them. He misses the second. Now Melo has the ball. He's finally checked in, but it might be too little too late. Melo gets the screen from Yao. He's going to the basket, and he yams one in Bron's face. Melo said it's not over till it's over, and now Grant's going to the line again. If the Lakers keep giving it to this Herman Grant dude, he might sell the game. He is a 68 overall. He does knock down both free throws. Maybe he's like that. I owe him an apology. I wasn't familiar with his game. Rockets probably need a 3 here. Morrison has the ball on the wing. He's getting clamped by LeBron James. He swings it to Coutinho Mobley. Mobley gonna get the screen from Ming, and he's gonna pull a mid-range J. He misses Yao the board, but I think that is going to do it. LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers get the dub. Shaq playing in beast mode, 30 points and 14 rebounds. Lakers are up 3-2 on Houston, but the Rockets win game 6. So we've got a winner go home game 7 coming up here. And in game 7, it's going to be more LA. The Los Angeles Lakers get the dub. Melo tried with 25. Actually, never mind. 6 of 20 is nuts. And LeBron 37, 8, and 11. Now the Lakers are going to be taking on San Antonio. This is a tough team. I mean, they've got Tim Duncan, but the Lakers get through them in 6, and in the finals, they're taking on the Pistons. LeBron going for ring number 4 in just 4 seasons of his career, and it looks like he's going to win it. The Lakers get it done in 5, and Bron is named Finals MVP. The only player who we saw move teams this offseason was Carmelo Anthony. Melo is on the Seattle Supersonics because he had that stint in Oklahoma City in real life, but of course at this time, the Thunder were the Seattle Supersonics. He's going to get a chance to play alongside Ray Allen. Meanwhile, over in Miami, Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh are progressing well. They've also got Darren Williams. Caron Butler is no longer on the team. And in LA, Shaq is getting older, but they've still got Bron and Kobe. Let's get into year 5 and see if somebody can dethrone the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron James winning another MVP award. LeBron also won Defensive Player of the Year. And can we talk about the stats for Bron? Over 32 points per game? And on the first team, we see a lot of our guys. Here's D Wade. LeBron is there, of course. He won the MVP. And Melo. Oh my goodness. We talked about Bron scoring. Look at Carmelo go. 34 points per game. Are you kidding me? Also, Chris Bosh made third team, 26 points a night. He's been great throughout this video as well. This year, the Lakers were the 2 seed with, I believe, their lowest win total of the video, 58. The Sonics made it into the playoffs as the 8 seed with 44 wins. And out east, the Miami Heat won 53 games, which was good enough for the 4 seed. We'll see how many of our teams can make it out of the first round. The Sonics end up losing, but both the Heat and the Lakers make easy work of their first round opponents. The Lakers will also beat Minnesota in round 2, and right now Miami's facing elimination against Orlando. I feel like the Heat have had a lot of battles with Tracy McGrady in this video. We'll see if the Heat can get the best of McGrady in this one. We've got another close one. It's all tied up at 118 apiece with about 30 seconds to go. Ball goes into Dwayne Wade. Wade is defended by Grant Hill. Wade going to the basket on Hill. He's in a lot of traffic. He needs to pass. Watson is wide open, and he gets the mid-range to go. That was a practice shot for CJ Watson. I mean, I know Dwayne Wade is good at basketball, but these other guys are professionals too. You can't leave them that open. And now the Heat need to stop. McGrady to the basket. He misses, and Camby grabs the rebound. It's going to go to Darren Williams for some free throws. We need both of these from D. Will. First one is good. Second one for Darren is off, so it's going to get interesting here. Ball goes to Tracy McGrady. McGrady bringing it up for Orlando. He's just going to pull the 3 and hit it. Oh, that was a long 2. So now the Magic are down 1. Darren, we need both of these out of you, please. First one is good. Second one for Williams is also good. There we go. So now we've got a 3-point lead. It's simple math. Just don't let up a 3. It goes to Grant Hill. Hill for a 3-pointer, and he knocks it down. 1.3 seconds to go. Miami's gonna call timeout. Big shot from Grant Hill. There's still a chance that we could hit a buzzer beater here. I'm guessing we'll go to D Wade for the last shot. Camby gives it into Bosh for a 3, and Bosh almost makes it. Oh my gosh, it was halfway down. So now we're headed to overtime. We got more basketball coming up. Grant Hill, huge shot for the Orlando Magic. I mean, that was a tough shot too. Just a good make. And in overtime, this game has remained close with less than 30 seconds to go. Miami is down by 3. They have the ball. It's going to go into Darren Williams. Williams lobs it to Wade, and Wade is going to lay it home. I don't know why that was the play call, but it worked, I guess. And now Miami is going to have to play the foul game. And with T-Mac at the line, this is pretty much just 2 free points for Orlando. Oh my goodness, McGrady has 53 in this one. Make it 54 after that foul shot. And McGrady's going to knock the second one down. Bro, what a ridiculous stat line from T-Mac. He does not want to lose in this game 7. His Magic currently have a 3-point lead. Darren Williams bringing it up for the Heat. He swings it over to D. Wade. Wade, defended by McGrady, swings it over to Camby. Camby, down to Bosh in the post. Chris Bosh working on Drew Gooden, gets the layup to go. So now we're going to have to foul again. This time it's going to be Jarrett Jack. I mean, Jack's a good shooter, so I'm guessing he'll hit these. But I'd rather him shoot it than McGrady. First one for Jack is up and it's in. Second one for Jack is also good. And we don't have any timeouts left, so we're just going to have to walk it up the floor and shoot a 3. It goes to Camby. Camby over to Wade. He fakes out his man and he misses. Dwayne, you were wide open. Oh my goodness, what a clean shot fake from Dwayne Wade. Great patience, and he must have just been too open or something. He missed the shot. What a heartbreaker for Miami. Tracy McGrady gave them the business, by the way. But hey, Wade and Bosh were hooping too. So was Darren Williams. This was a classic between these two teams for sure. But unfortunately, Miami ends up losing. Great playoff runs from D. Wade and Bosh, but they're out of here. And once again, the Lakers have a chance at the title. They're going to have to go through San Antonio. LA is down 2-1. They'll win game 4 and 5, and they end up making it back to the finals for a rematch against the Pistons. Game 1 of the series goes to LA. Game 2 also goes to the Lakers. They're up 3-0. 5 for 5 on championships for LeBron. 15 assists per game in the finals is nuts. Headed into season number 6, Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh are about to spend their last year together as a duo, as Bosh will be making his way to Toronto after this season. Also, Carmelo Anthony made his way to New York this summer. Melo can finally get settled in someplace, because we've seen him on quite a few teams throughout this video. He's going to be spending quite some time in New York though. And this year is going to be the last season of LeBron James in Los Angeles, as he'll be making his way to Cleveland. With all that out of the way, let's get into year 6. Another season in the books, and LeBron's dominance continues as he wins the MVP once again. Shout out to the Brody, Rookie of the Year and Sixth Man of the Year. LeBron wins DPOY, and Phil Jackson is once again the Coach of the Year. Dwayne Wade made All-NBA first team this season. Bosh was on All-NBA second team, and I was looking for Melo. I was like, he's got to be here, right? Apparently not. The Miami Heat won 58 games with the D. Wade and Bosh duo. They better make the most of this, because this is Bosh's last year with the Heat. And he has been incredible in Miami, by the way. He averaged almost 30 this past year. Also, the All-NBA voters just don't like Melo. How did the Knicks win 58 games with Melo as the best player on the team, averaging 24, 6, and 6? And he didn't even make All-NBA. Come on now. So all 4 of our players are on contenders this year. Let's see if they can make some noise. Lakers take care of the Thunder in 5. The Heat beat Chicago in 6. And the Knicks are headed to a Game 7 against Charlotte. All right, Melo, it's time to come up with a clutch performance in your first year with New York. You don't want to be the 2 seed going down to the 7 seed. And Melo wasn't going to lose like that. He led his Knicks to a W. Or, well, I guess he didn't really lead the way. He only had 18 points. But Elton Brand, Kyle Korver, and Rondo were there to pick up the slack. New York moves on to round 2. So all 3 of our teams have moved on thus far. Lakers will take care of the Grizzlies in 5. Meanwhile, Miami went ahead and beat the Bucks by 6. And New York started off down 3-0 to T-Mac and the Magic, but they're headed to a Game 7. Melo looking to pull off this 3-0 comeback. And the Knicks are dominating in Game 7, or they were, but then the Magic started coming back. Luckily, the Knicks were able to pick it up in the 4th. They get the dub. They're moving on. So now we've got Miami versus New York in the Eastern Conference Finals. Melo versus Wade and Bosh. And then out west, it's LeBron, Kobe, and the Lakers taking on the Nuggets. The New York Knicks losing 6 to Miami. Sorry, Melo. And the Lakers are headed to a Game 7 against Denver. If LA wins this one, we'll get LeBron versus Wade and Bosh in the NBA Finals. And and this game's gonna come down to the wire. Less than 30 seconds to go here, and the Lakers are down by 3. If they don't score here, it might be over for them. This magical run they've had all these years. And I gotta pause, because LeBron isn't in the game. LeBron didn't foul out. Why would they not check him in the game? I don't know, man. I guess we'll see what the Lakers are cooking. Brewer has the ball at the top of the key. He's defended by Jay Williams. Brewer gonna get the screen from Shaq. Shaq rolls. Ball's gonna go to Kobe. Kobe pulls a 3 and misses. That is going to do it, I think. Unless the Nuggets miss both these foul shots, the Lakers' magical dynasty run might finally be over. Jay Williams at the line. He can seal the deal. He hits the first, and that's gonna do it. The Lakers are done. They lose in this one. LeBron had 32, but LA didn't check him in for the final possession. What were they thinking? And now we have a Heat versus Nuggets NBA Finals. Let's see if Wade and Bosh can win their first ring. Game 1 of the series goes to the Heat. They also win Game 2 and Game 3. It's going to be a sweep. D-Wade and the Heat get a dub. Bosh is a champion. Wade is a champion. And that was great timing because Bosh is going to be leaving to make his way to Toronto, and LeBron's going to Cleveland. As we head into year 7, all of our players are spread around different teams across the league. LeBron James is on the Cavs. The duo of D-Wade and Bosh is no more, as he's all alone on the Heat. In New York, Melo's playing with Elton Brand, Rondo, and Bogut. He's trying to make a run to the finals after the disappointing end last year. And in Toronto, Bosh is going to be playing alongside VC, Sean Marion, and LaMarcus Aldridge. A good team. So let's get into year number 7. Season is wrapped. LeBron James, another MVP. It doesn't matter where he's playing. He's just going to continue to hoop. LeBron also wins DPOY. And the Cavs won 72 games? You've got to be kidding me. Also over Miami, Dwayne Wade had an incredible scoring season with Chris Bosh gone. Meanwhile in Toronto, Bosh's numbers were down significantly. Melo ended up making third team this year as he averaged about 26. It kind of blows my mind that this Cavs team won that many games. I mean, they're decent for sure, but I don't know how they won 72 games. Like, when you look at this squad, do you really think, oh, this is a historically great team? Because I don't, with all due respect. The Knicks won 59 games, making them the 4th seed in the East. The Raptors won 63. Oh yeah, they had that really tough squad. Oh yeah, the Raptors got a tough team, man. And the Miami Heat ended up just barely making it into the playoffs. 41-41, the definition of mid on the season. The Cavs are actually facing Miami in round 1, and it looks like Cleveland is going to a Game 7. Dwayne Wade is fighting in this one against the 72-win Cavs. Meanwhile, New York and Toronto have made easy work of their opponents, but we gotta jump in here. Dwayne Wade is trying to pull off this upset. Oh man, D-Wade got absolutely cooked in Game 7. It's a big win for LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Not a great game from anybody, but they got it done because Dwayne Wade just didn't get any help. Now in round 2, the Raptors are going to be facing the Bobcats. And we've got Bron versus Melo, Cleveland versus New York. Toronto took care of the Bobcats in a sweep, and the Cavs took care of the Knicks in 5. And now we've got LeBron versus Bosh in the conference finals. LeBron has faced one of his draft classmates every single round of these playoffs. And against Toronto, he's up 3-2, but they're headed to a Game 7. Can Bosh beat the 72-win Cavs to advance to the finals? We're about to find out. LeBron and Cleveland are going to get another win. James with 22, 9, and 10, a near triple-double, and the Cavs are moving on to the finals against Denver. Can Cleveland get the job done here? Game 1 goes to the Nuggets. Game 2 will go to the Cavs. Cavs win Game 3 and 4, and they end up winning the series in 5. LeBron, another championship added to the resume. 6 rings already, 4 MVPs, 3 finals MVPs. Ridiculous stuff from LeBron James. And headed into the offseason this year, everybody is staying put. LeBron is looking to go back-to-back with Cleveland, and Kyle Lowry is up to an 88 for the Cavs, so that should help. Dwayne Wade is trying to help the Heat get over the hump as they were an 8 seed last year. Carmelo Anthony is trying to lead the Knicks to a chip, but he might have to get through Bron if he wants to do it. Although New York just did draft John Wall, which could be huge for them. Wow, the Knicks had a pick via Philadelphia that helped them land Wall. That's huge. And then the Raptors, with Chris Bosh, Vince Carter, and Marion, are trying to get past LeBron as well. Let's get into season number 8. Another season in the books. LeBron James wins MVP once again. He also wins DPOY. And the Cavs won 65 games. Mason Yee, Coach of the Year. LeBron makes All-NBA first team, so does Dwayne Wade. Man, Wade is so good at scoring, it's insane. Bosh is on the All-NBA third team, so is Carmelo Anthony. The Cavs were the 1 seed in the East, the Heat were the 3 seed, Knicks were the 4 seed, and Raptors were the 2 seed. So all 4 of our guys were on top 4 seeded teams. Both New York and Cleveland make easy work of their round 1 opponents. Toronto takes care of Milwaukee in 5, and the Heat had a close series against the Nets, but they ended up winning, meaning that everyone advanced to the second round. LeBron's taking on Melo and the Knicks once again. The Raptors are going up against Miami. And early on, the Knicks are cooking LeBron and the Cavs. The Raptors are cooking the Heat. The Raptors will sweep the Miami Heat, and the Knicks will end up losing a game to the Cavs. The Cavs are going to take 2 games, but they end up winning the series in 6. So LeBron goes down, and the New York Knicks are in the conference finals taking on the Toronto Raptors. Game 1 of the series goes to Toronto. Knicks will take game 2. Raptors win game 3. Knicks win game 4. And the Raptors are going to close it out in 6. I accidentally pressed sim round. Chris Bosh helps lead the Toronto Raptors to the NBA Finals. And they're going to be taking on the T-Wolves, who still have KG. Game 1 of the series goes to Toronto. Timberwolves take game 2. Raptors win game 3 and 4. And they're going to win the series in 5. Another championship for Bosh. Man, I would say this has been a successful video for everyone involved. LeBron, Wade, Melo, and Bosh all have NBA championships. Bosh now has 2. He just won one over in Toronto. Now, the supporting cast is getting older in Toronto, so it might get tough for Bosh, but we'll see if he can repeat. In Cleveland, LeBron's coming off that disappointing loss to Melo and the Knicks, and he's actually regressing in 26, which doesn't make sense. I'd assume that's a fluke. Anyways, heading over to Miami, the Heat got Dwayne Wade some help. It's an old Jason Kidd joining the team. He's still an 88 though. Over in New York, the team's just getting better and better with a young John Wall up to an 85. And now we're heading into season number 9. Season is wrapped. Kevin Durant wins MVP. LeBron had that award on lock for a minute, but now KD gets one. LeBron does win DPOY. This year, LeBron did not make first team. Dwayne Wade did though. LeBron's here on the All-NBA second team. Melo's on the third team, and Bosh didn't make it at all. Checking out our squads, the Knicks won 56 games. That made them the 1 seed in the East. The Raptors won 50, making them the 5 seed. The Cavs won 53, and that was good enough for the 2 seed. Meanwhile, over in Miami, things aren't looking good. They only won 40 games. Unfortunately for D Wade, he's stuck there. He's going to be playing the rest of his career in Miami. And unfortunately for Bosh, coming off the championship, they lost in the first round to the Nets. But the Knicks will advance to round 2, so the Cavs in New York are still standing. That's going to change though, because New York ended up losing to New Jersey in a sweep. Cleveland's back in the conference finals though. They're taking on the New Jersey Nets. LeBron versus KD here. Game 1 of the series is going to go to the Cavs. Game 2 will go to the Nets. Cavs take game 3 and 4, and the Cavs end up winning in 5. They're back in the finals, taking on Phoenix. The Brody and Dwight Howard. Paul George is also there. Game 1 of the series goes to the Suns. Cavs will win game 2. Suns win game 3. Cavs take game 4, and the Suns win game 5. They end up winning the series in 6, and the Brody is named Finals MVP. So LeBron can't add another ring to his stacked resume, and LeBron choked in game 6, 4 of 17 shooting. Coming off of that disappointing finals loss, I think it's important to note that LeBron only has 1 more year left in Cleveland before he's going to make his way to Miami. So Dwayne Wade's about to get some reinforcements. Meanwhile, in New York, Melo's got 3 more seasons with the Knicks to try and win a championship. I think he'll have a great chance. The team is so good. And then over in Toronto, Chris Bosh has 4 more seasons until retirement. Chris Bosh had health complications that led to him retiring near the peak of his play, which is really unfortunate. But anyways, let's head into another season. LeBron James is back, he wins another MVP. Dwight Howard wins DPOY this year instead of Bron. And Mason Yee is named Coach of the Year as the Cavs won 61 games on the season. LeBron back on first team, Dwayne Wade averaging over 30 a night in Miami. Man, imagine once these two join forces, it's really about to get crazy. Then you've got Carmelo Anthony on the second team averaging about 26 a night. And on the third team, there's Chris Bosh giving you about 21 and 11. The Cavs are the 1 seed in the East. The Heat did not make the playoffs, 33 wins. The Knicks won 51 games, making them the 3 seed, and the Raptors were the 6 seed as they ended up winning 49 games. In round number 1, New York and Toronto are actually facing off here, so Melo versus Bosh in round number 1. And Cleveland's taking on Brooklyn. Oh my gosh, the Cavs might lose to the Nets. Toronto ended up beating the Knicks in 6. Man, Melo can't catch a break. But Cleveland is headed to 7 with the 8-seeded Nets. They do end up winning. So Bosh and LeBron advance to round 2. And that's where LeBron's run is going to end. He loses in 6. Meanwhile, Bosh is headed to a Game 7 against the Milwaukee Bucks. This Bucks team is not that good. I think that Bosh has it for sure. Never mind, he ended up losing. The Raptors get smacked in Game 7. A Brandon Roy masterclass. And Chris Bosh loses in the second round. Kind of an uneventful season compared to what we're used to. Usually our guys are making the finals almost every year. But after a kind of boring playoffs, we have an exciting offseason. LeBron James is taking his talents to South Beach and joining the Miami Heat. This team is going to be tough to stop. Checking out New York, Melo and John Wall are forming a dynamic duo, plus you've got Rondo and Elton Brand. And then over in Toronto, Chris Bosh is down to an 87 overall at 29 years old. So let's get into another season. I think this is probably going to be LeBron and Wade's year to win a championship. That's my prediction. I think they're going to win it. LeBron James, another MVP. It doesn't matter where he's playing, he's going to do his thing. LeBron also wins DPOY, and he's on the first team alongside Wade. This is going to be a crazy duo. Carmelo's on the All-NBA second team, and Chris Bosh is on the third team. Checking out the standings, New York won 58 games. They were close behind the Heat, who won 60. And the Raptors won 53, so all 4 of our guys are on contenders this year. In round 1, both Miami and Toronto are going to Game 7s. Toronto's gonna lose, but Miami ends up winning. Sorry, Chris Bosh. And New York made easy work of Washington, so they're in the second round as well. In round 2, Miami's gonna be taking on Brooklyn, and New York's got Atlanta. And the Knicks end up losing in 6, while the Heat win in 6, so Miami's in the conference finals. This Atlanta team isn't anything special in my opinion. Oh, look, the Heat have Draymond, LeBron's good buddy. I think the Heat have this one. Game 1 goes to the Hawks. Heat will take Game 2 and 3 and 4, and they end up winning it in 5. They're in the finals, taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Now, I don't know if you all remember, but LeBron did famously have a meltdown one time in the NBA Finals against the Mavs. We'll see if that happens again. Well, it looks like that's not happening again. The Heat sweep the Mavericks. LeBron wins Finals MVP, putting up incredible numbers. So LeBron and D-Wade, even without Bosh, win a championship, and Wade was incredible throughout this playoff run. As we head into this upcoming season, it's important to note that Melo is going to be playing his final year with New York, and also Chris Bosh is regressing. He's down to an 84. And then LeBron and Wade are looking to repeat. Let's get into another season. Season is wrapped. Shout out to the Beard winning MVP. He averaged almost 40 a game, which is ridiculous. LeBron won DPOY. LeBron was first team. Dwayne Wade was on second team alongside Melo. And no All-NBA for Bosh. The Knicks were the number 1 seed in the East this year, winning 66 games. Okay, Melo. The Raptors barely made it into the playoffs. They'll be taking on New York in round number 1. Bosh is coming off the bench. And over in Miami, things went pretty well. They won 53 games on the year with their duo of LeBron and Wade. But it looks like the Knicks are the championship favorites headed into these playoffs. They take care of Toronto easily in round 1. Miami does the same to Philly in round 1. But they're both struggling against their second round opponents. The Heat are down 3-2 to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Knicks are down 3-2 to the Hornets. The Knicks end up losing, and the Heat are headed to a Game 7. LeBron James against his former team here. Let's get into it. The Miami Heat end up winning in Game 7, 35 from Bron in this one, and next up, they've got the Charlotte Hornets. Derrick Rose and Iggy are on this team. It's a 2-2 series after 4 games. Heat win Game 5 and Game 6, so they're back in the finals, taking on the Suns with the Brody, Dwight Howard, and PG. I think Bron has faced this team before. Game 1 of the series goes to the Suns. Game 2 also goes to the Suns. Heat win Game 3 and 4. Suns take Game 5, and Heat take Game 6, setting up a winner-go-home Game 7 here in the NBA Finals. And in Game 7, it's going to be the Miami Heat behind an incredible LeBron James performance, 44, 7, and 10 to lead the way to a Game 7 win. LeBron, another chip, another Finals MVP. That's 8 rings, 7 MVPs, and 5 Finals MVPs for LeBron. And as I mentioned earlier, this summer, Melo is going to be making his way to Denver, where he'll spend the rest of his career. Here's what Melo's Nuggets roster is looking like. Not great, but they have a young D'Lo, I guess. The Raptors have Chris Bosh, who is now down to an 82 overall. It's important to note that he's going to retire after this season. And also, Dwayne Wade isn't that far from retirement. He only played 16 seasons in his real-life career. And LeBron is 2 years away from heading back to Cleveland, where he'll spend the rest of his career. With all that out of the way, let's get into another season. Season is wrapped, another MVP for LeBron. I think that we can all agree in this simulation, LeBron James is the GOAT. Aiden Anderson, coach of the Heat, wins coach of the year. LeBron is on the first team. Wade is on the second team, and so is Melo. The Heat were the 1 seed with their 66 wins. The Nuggets did not make the playoffs, and the Raptors actually did with 42 wins. In round number 1, the Heat are going to sweep the Cavs. And the Toronto Raptors beat the Pacers. So we got LeBron versus Bosh in Bosh's final season. Now the thing is, Bosh is a bench player now, and he's going to end up losing in 5. LeBron is in the conference finals taking on the Nets. It's a 2-2 series. Heat win Game 5 and 6, and they're back in the finals for a rematch against the Suns. Game 1 of the series goes to Phoenix. Game 2 also goes to Phoenix. Oh man, the Heat are getting cooked. They got swept. Russ wins Finals MVP. Now that the season is over, Chris Bosh is going to be retiring. I'm going to put his age all the way up to 40 and his overall also down to 40 to ensure that he ends up leaving the league. Here's Bosh's final resume: 2 chips, 1 Finals MVP, 9 All-Star teams, and quite a few All-NBA appearances. After Chris Bosh's retirement, we now only have 3 players we're focused on: LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and of course, Carmelo Anthony. And after this season, LeBron James will be making the move to Cleveland. Let's get into another year. Another season in the books, and James Harden is just ridiculous. Almost 40 points per game this year. LeBron won DPOY. LeBron was also on first team this season, so was Dwayne Wade. Now, D-Wade only has 2 more years left to play, so he better make the most of them. And then Melo was on All-NBA third team. Headed into the playoffs, the Heat are the 1 seed, and the Nuggets didn't even make the playoffs. We'll see what LeBron and company can do. Round 1, they take care of Indiana. Round 2, they went 7 with Boston, but won in convincing fashion, 34, 10, and 10 from LeBron. And in the conference finals, it's going to be the Nets with KD and Andrea Bargnani, I guess. They've also got Brook Lopez. Game 1 of the series goes to Miami. Game 2 will go to the Nets. Miami also takes Game 3 and Game 4. Nets will win Game 5, but the Heat close it out in 6. It's time for a rematch against the stacked Suns. Game 1 is going to go to Phoenix. Game 2 goes to Phoenix. Man, the Suns these past couple years have had the Miami Heat's number. The Brody wins another championship. Headed into season number 15, LeBron James is back in Cleveland playing alongside Kyle Lowry. Dwayne Wade is all alone in Miami, and Melo is pretty much all alone in Denver as well. Let's get into another season. The greatest scorer of all time wins another MVP. Seriously, man, 42 points per game is ridiculous. LeBron James wins DPOY. Man, at this point, Bron's the greatest defender of all time. He's doing this every year. He did not make All-NBA first team, though. Dwayne Wade did. LeBron's on the second team in his first year back with Cleveland, and Melo's on the third team over in Denver. The Nuggets won 47 games. The Cavs won 58, and the Miami Heat didn't even make the playoffs. They're missing LeBron right now. In round number 1, the Cleveland Cavaliers are down to the Washington Wizards. They're coming back, though. They end up winning in 7. Meanwhile, Carmelo Anthony and Denver lost in 7. I'm not even used to watching out for teams in the West. I forgot Melo was even in the playoffs. LeBron does move on to round 2 where he'll be taking on Philly. It's going to be a sweep. Conference finals, it's Brooklyn. They're up 3-2 and they're back in the finals for their yearly beatdown against the Suns. I think LeBron has beat the Suns once. I know last time he was with the Heat, so it was a little different, but the Suns have LeBron's number. Unless he changed his number, LeBron just cooked the Suns. Another championship added to the resume for LeBron James. Headed into this upcoming season, we're going to see Dwayne Wade retire in the summer. This is his farewell tour. Carmelo Anthony's Nuggets still suck, and the Cavs are still pretty good, but they're kind of getting old. Let's get into another year. We'll see if the Cavs can make it back to the finals and maybe win, or maybe we can see Melo make some noise. Maybe Wade does something in his final year. Anthony Davis wins MVP this time. LeBron, another defensive player of the year, of course. Dwayne Wade in his last dance makes All-NBA first team. Carmelo is on the second team as he averaged about 25 a night. Cavs were the 1 seed, Heat missed the playoffs, and the Nuggets barely made it as the 8 seed. We'll see if the Nuggets can do the impossible and pull off an upset. They end up losing. Cleveland's kind of struggling against Philly. They're going to a game 7 and they win. In round 2, the Cavs got Orlando. They beat them in 5. Conference finals, they got the Celtics and they get swept. LeBron James, only 13 points in the final game. And now that the season is over, Dwayne Wade's tenure with the Miami Heat has come to an end. 3 championships, 1 finals MVP, 12 All-NBA first team appearances, and 14 All-Star appearances. Also 15 All-Defensive first teams. A great career for Dwayne Wade, to say the least. Now we've just got 2 players left, LeBron and Melo. Here's what LeBron's Cavs squad is looking like. Melo's Nuggets squad is looking mid as usual. And let's get into another season. If you're still watching, comment 2019. On the previous videos, I've said that, and so many people have left comments. I've been surprised by the amount of people watching super far into the videos. And also, I just want to thank you guys so much for all the support as of late. It's been absolutely ridiculous. You guys are incredible. Thank you all so much. Another season in the books. Kevin Durant wins MVP, and somebody finally ended LeBron's MVP run. Mason Yee is Coach of the Year though, as the Cavs win 64 games. LeBron and Melo were on the All-NBA second team this season, as James averaged a little over 25 a night, and Melo averaged about 22 a night. The Nuggets won 44 games, and the Cavs won 64. In round number 1, the Cavs got the New York Knicks, and the Nuggets, they're the 8 seed, so they're taking on the 1-seeded Clippers. But the Nuggets might just get the job done. They're trying to pull off this upset, headed to a game 7, and they win. All right, Denver, they're moving on to round 2 against the Lakers. Meanwhile, the Cavs advance to face the Wizards. Denver is up 3-1 on the Lakers. They're in the conference finals. And the Cavs finished the job against the Wizards. We could see Melo and Bron meet up in the finals. This would be super unexpected, considering how bad the Nuggets were during the regular season, with all due respect. Oh my goodness, the Nuggets are cooking. They were up 3-0 on Portland. They can't blow this. Oh, we got 2 game 7s. First one is between the Cavs and the Nets. Then we got that one between the Nuggets and the Blazers. I don't even care about this Cavs and Nets ones, to be honest with you. Congrats, LeBron. You made another finals. I want to see Melo make it, man. We need to let him shine a little bit more. Oh, man. Carmelo Anthony ended up losing. He blew a 3-0. He was so close. And in the finals, the Cavs have a pretty weak Blazers team. I mean, Cat's cool, but he's pretty much all they have. We're up 3-0. Blazers will take a game, but the Cavs win in 5. LeBron, another championship. For anybody counting, that's 10. Headed into this upcoming season, LeBron's looking to repeat, and Melo is looking to make it to the finals after a disappointing end to last season. KD did it again, another MVP. KD also won DPOY. LeBron made second team this season. Numbers were down quite a bit for Bron. And Melo didn't make All-NBA at all. These guys are kind of getting old. 44 wins for the Nuggets, 61 for the Cavs. Never mind what I said about Bron getting old, I guess. They still won a lot of games. And Melo had another really solid season as well. In round number 1, the Nuggets are going to be taking on the Clippers. And they end up losing in 7. Come on, Melo. He had a good first round. He just couldn't get out. Cavs will beat Atlanta in round number 1. And now they've got the Pacers, who they end up losing in 7 to. They lost by 11. LeBron, a pretty solid playoff run. But LeBron's best days might just be behind him at this point. Also, just as a little note, Melo has 2 more seasons to go before he's going to retire. And for LeBron, we're just gonna simulate up until the modern day, because this guy never wants to retire from basketball. He just reached 40,000 points. Another season in the books. This time it's Joel Embiid winning MVP. LeBron didn't win any awards, neither did Melo. LeBron's on the third team, Melo didn't make it at all. And this is the first time in his career since his rookie season that LeBron has averaged less than 20 points per game. Alright, old. The Nuggets won 46 games this year, the Cavs won 50. So not crazy seasons from either team, but hey, they're both in the playoffs. Actually, the Cavs are the 2 seed. Maybe I'm underestimating them. The Nuggets lose in round 1. Cavs barely make it out the first round. They're going to make it to the conference finals. They're actually going to the finals. Okay, Cleveland. They're taking on the Blazers led by Cat. They've faced this team before and they beat them last time. Now, LeBron is a lot older this time, so it could be different. Maybe not, though. The Cavs are up 3-1. Blazers will win game 5 and game 6. LeBron, you can't blow a 3-1 lead, man. It's a 2-point game here with 33 seconds to go. Game 7, and the Cavs could potentially blow a 3-1 lead right now. Kyle Lowry has the ball at the top of the key. Lowry in his bag, trying to go to work on. Is that Kemba? Yeah, it is. Lowry gonna swing it out to Josh Hart. Hart gets the screen. He's gonna dump it down to Glover, and Glover lays it home. All right, we're all tied up. Less than 17 seconds to go. We need to stop right here, or LeBron might just blow a 3-1 lead. Jamison has the ball defended by Lowry. Blazers are gonna hold for the last shot here. Never mind, they're gonna go for it. What a terrible lob attempt. Cat gets his own board though and puts it up and in. That leaves 5 seconds for the Cavs to go for a 3 to try and win this one, or try and tie it with the 2. Glover gives it into Lowry. The Cavs might blow a 3-1 if they don't score here. Lowry in the mid-range, he misses. The Cleveland Cavaliers blow a 3-1 lead to the Portland Trail Blazers. Oh man, this is a bad look for Bron. He had 30 in the last game. I'm surprised they didn't give it to him on the final possession, but it's too late now. The Cavs end up losing. Cat wins finals MVP, and now we're headed into LeBron's second to last season and Melo's final season in the league. Big Z taking home an MVP. You've got to be kidding me. Oh my goodness, the Chicago Bulls won 75 games. This team is good, but 75? They got the tank commander starting at point guard, Killian Hayes. Whatever, man. LeBron and the Cavs were the 2 seed. Bron turned it up in year 20. And the Nuggets were the 7 seed in Melo's farewell tour. They went 41-41. In round number 1, Denver's going to be taking on the Clippers, and they got swept. The Cavs will continue their run, though. They beat the Nets in 6. Round 2, the Cavs beat Detroit, and somehow Chicago lost in round 2, so now we've got Giannis versus Bron in the conference finals. Game 1 of the series goes to the Cavs. Cavs win game 2. Pacers will take game 3. Cavs win game 4, and they end up finishing it in 5. So they're back in the finals against the Blazers. All right, Bron, this is your chance to make things right. You blew a 3-1 last year. You better win this year, or the Blazers really have your number. I think the Blazers have his number. They lost in 5. Cat wins finals MVP. And now that the season is over, Melo's time in the NBA is done. Melo won 1 ring and made 17 All-Star teams, and he also made quite a few All-NBA teams. But with all due respect, that was probably the worst resume out of the 4 guys in this video. And now the last player left in our simulation is LeBron James. Let's see if he can wrap it up with a championship in the final season of this video. Final season is wrapped. Zion wins MVP. LeBron James still on All-NBA first team, even at 39 years old. And his Cavs won 47 games. Not bad for an old man. Round number 1, they're taking on Boston. They're up 3-2, and they're going to win in 6. In round 2, they've got Chicago, and they're going to lose in 5. LeBron James went out with a bang, though. 35 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists. And that's going to do it for LeBron's career in reverse. 10 rings, 8 MVPs, 7 finals MVPs. He also finished number 1 in scoring with almost 44,000 points. Melo was 3rd with 39,000. And that's it for the video. Have a great day. Be sure to like and subscribe.